Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the one true God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and I want to send salutations to all the Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, exalting the name of Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, in truth and in sincerity. Alright, this lesson is going to be about this video that the elder had shared with us on the History Channel about the slave ships that our people were upon during the Atlantic slave trade. And it basically, in this video, you can watch for yourself, it speaks about the horrendous conditions of the slave being transported from Africa all the way here to the Americas, where the men were on one side of the boat, the women were on the other, and the children were capable of being let loose, having freedom to roam the ship. The men were shackled shoulder to shoulder, neck to neck, hip to hip, and they didn't have bathrooms on these ships. You were held in one position for hours and days and weeks and months, while the man next to you would use the bathroom, and you'll be human feces spread all over him, urine everywhere. You got the man next to you dealing with the same thing, you dealing with the same thing, and you had to sit there in your own filth for weeks and days and months. Occasionally they would let you up at the top of the ship and they would throw salt water on you. And that's their idea of bathing. They would huddle you all up, all the men, and they would toss buckets of water on you from the sea. And that would be your bathing. And then they would drag you back down to the bottom of the ship where you had to continue to lay and wait until you reach your destination. The women, they were raped, constantly raped, forced to be sexual slaves to their oppressors. And based off of what the lady said who was narrating this video, they would be carrying children of their oppressors in their wombs, getting off of the ship. And if you got out of line, they would beat you. And they would force you to eat if you would refuse. And they would have nets surrounding the ship to make sure that you wouldn't jump off of the ship to escape bondage. That is just a quick example of what was going on the ships when we were going from one part of the world to the other. That's just a small clip of the nightmare that our people constantly went through over and over and over again. 12 million over and over and over. And I want to play this clip of this video, and I'm going to get some scriptures so you can understand a little further about what this woman was saying in this video about the experience of being a slave. But there's an account that she's going to talk about that I just wanted to share.
Came to light in a 1783 court trial over the slave ship Zong. The Zong left present-day Ghana in August of 1781 with 442 enslaved on board. After a 2-month journey riddled with navigation errors, 62 enslaved people and 7 crew members had perished without reaching their destination. Disease was spreading throughout the ship, and fresh water was running dangerously low. Captain Luke Collingwood was afraid of the financial cost of more deaths. Enslaved people that died of disease were not covered by the ship's insurance, but the enslaved who drowned were. Collingwood ordered approximately 130 enslaved people thrown overboard. He claimed it was necessary to do so to halt the spread of disease. At the trial between the Zong's owners and their insurance company, the owners argued that because it was legal to kill sick animals for the health of a ship, it was legal to treat enslaved people the same. The court agreed with the ship's owners, but the trial itself exposed the horrors aboard the Zong, and its story was republished by British abolitionists with the name of the ship redacted, meant to show that this tragedy could happen on any ship transporting enslaved people across the Middle Passage. 24 years after the Zong trial, the international slave trade was outlawed in both Great Britain and the United States. It would take England an additional 26 years, and the U.S. another 58 years, plus a civil war, before the practice of slavery was officially abolished.
So, to save money, they just threw your ass off the ship. Alright, basically. They didn't care about. They could. Hey, listen. If the crewmen weren't dying on the show on the ship, they wouldn't even care. They wouldn't care if you were infected with diseases or whatnot. As long as you can work, it's all good. Hey, man. They don't care about you. They never cared about us. We were less than animals to them anyway. And they still look at us like that to this very day. This is Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the faith, the patience, and the faith of the saints. And the saints are Israelites. So those who led us into captivity, they are going to go into captivity. It's payback. And God is about payback. He said, I will recompense them that trouble you. Recompense means payback. That's in the Bible. Psalms 2:8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for an inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like the potter's clay. Listen, man. Payback is coming for everything that you've done to us. You're going to get double according to what it tells you in the book of Revelations. Time is running out on you devils, man. Time is running out. Payback is coming. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.